Hello viewers, welcome to UN Autonomous College. Today we are going to discuss about a new concept that is known as session tracking in JSP concept. We know that in our JSP concept we have lots of concepts through which we can maintain our JSP pages securely in our web environment. That's why we are learning today how to maintain session. We know that what is the real meaning of session. Session means it is one type of time period. In that period we can going to working with our web pages and web contents which is available in our web server. Now we can focus on a slide. Here in this slide we are learning how to mention or how to maintain some session tracking concept. Then today we are going to learning what are the different outlines related to our topic. Here we are learning what are the introduction about this topic. Then we are maintaining here how to maintaining session between web client and web server. Then we are learning what are the different examples are related to our topic. Here in this concept we know that HTTP is a stateless protocol, which means each time a client retrieves a web page where the client opens a separate connection to the web server and the server automatically does not keep any record of previous client request. We know that in our stateless protocol, every time it provides a time period to each client. Through that time, a client must retrieve some web pages contents by their URL concept. And here the client opened a separate connection to the web server and the server automatically doesn't keep any record. That means whenever we can say in that stateless, a client or a user can access their web pages. There is no any limit that may access any type of web pages or websites by giving their URL in their web browser. But one thing is that mentioned in that stateless concept, it never contain any record of the previous contents, whatever you are accessing in your web browser. Whenever you are using stateful session, in that moment, it can record each and everything of their related our web pages or websites. So in this concept, we need to track our sessions that may be a stateless or that may be a stateful. But here only we can going to discuss about the concept of stateless. Now we can focus on a slide. Here this slide already we have discussed what are the different features of that stateless protocol. In that protocol already we are adding some features. That means it never contain any records of your previous client request. That means it is only keep the record of whatever accessing in the current time period. It never keep the record of the previous client request, whatever it can access in the past time. Only it can keep the record of only present time data. Next we are going to discuss about the concept that is known as how to maintaining some session between web client and the server. In this slide we are mentioning different techniques, different logics we are adding through maintaining our sessions in our JSP concept. To maintain the session between the web client and the web server by adding some features like cookies. In that cookies concept, we are maintaining a one part that is known as web server can assign a unique session ID as a cookie to each web client, and for subsequent request from client, they can be recognized using the received cookies. We know that whenever web server can assign a unique session ID, that means whenever user can access a web page or web site, in that moment we are getting a session ID. And that session ID is always maintained through that is known as a cookie. In that cookie to each web client, and for subsequent request from the client, they can be recognized using the received cookie. That means whenever user can access its cookies, in that moment through that cookies ID which is mentioned through that session ID, in that way we are maintaining our web server sessions. And in that sessions we are easily maintain our session ID which is unique in nature. This may not be an effective way as the browser at time does not support a cookie. It is not recommended to use this procedure to maintain the sessions. We know that whenever user may not be an effective way, that means in that section, in that cookies section, that session ID is always provided through a web browser. We know that the web browser is always provided a one type of cookies concept, and that cookie is automatically generated whenever user can access a specific website in their web browser. That may be Google Chrome, that may be Internet, Mozilla Firefox, whatever. In that section we are maintaining ID. In that ID we are easily recorded our past information or our present information. But due to that cookies, sometimes it is so effective way to store our current user ID password. That means we know that whenever user can access any type of Gmail account, any type of Facebook account, any type of personal user ID and password account, in that moment whenever user can provide a user ID or a password, in that moment we're getting an option. In that option we are finding some points like do you want to remember your password, yes or no, in that moment, or never. In that moment user may press yes. That means that user ID and password can saved for a long period of time whenever user not erase it. In each data is about their user ID and password must be saved in their unique session ID through cookie. So it is a general way through which you can easily tracking our sessions. One thing is must remember, whenever user want to access their email account, any personal accounts which is fitted with, means authorized with some user ID password, in that moment there is no need to write its user ID and password once again. That's why only we can give the records about their information. So it is a general procedure through which we can maintain it in our web server. Now we can focus on a slide. Here in this slide already we are maintaining some features like procedures to maintain the sessions, which is not still recommended through that web browser, but it is most effective in their web browser type. Sometimes that web browser also contains some features like coding features like JavaScript features and other graphical features and other some cardinals through which you can maintaining some authentication parts of your web browser also. Due to that authentication we are also getting some more advantageous features in our web browser. Next we are going to learning what are the use of that hidden field form fields. Means hidden form fields. We know that whenever web server can send a hidden HTML page, and that HTML page is always contains some form field. In that form field with a unique session ID is being created. Just we can say if a user create a tag like input tag, in that input tag we have an attribute like type. In the type attribute we are mentioning a value like hidden, and hidden is known as value type. That may be text, that may be password, that may be your checkbox, radio, whatever user want to create a field in their web page, it can use that type of value in it. If a user use that value like hidden, in that moment we are getting a section, and that section must be in the hidden field, and it's another attribute named as name. In that name attribute we are storing a value or parameter that is known as session ID, and that is it is a variable part, and instead of the session ID we can write anything else, there is no problem. Still we have another attribute like value. In that value we can set a one values which is known as constant in nature, 1 2 3 4 5. It is used as a password, and that password may be located through some symbolic notification or same parametric notification. There is no problem. Only that section must be maintained through a client or a user. So that this entry means that when the form is submitted, the specified name and value are automatically included in the get or the post data each time the web browser sends the request back. And here the session ID value can be used to keep the track of different web browsers. That means by using that session ID value we can maintaining its get and post data. If a user want to post its record, that means our session ID is posted to the web server. If a user want to retrieve the session ID of a specific web page, in that moment we can use that get method. Through that method we can easily retrieve our current session ID from our web browser. Next we are learning this can be an effective way to keeping track of the session by clicking on the regular like we know that is known as anchor tag. In anchor tag we have an attribute like href, means hyperlink reference. In that reference we can add a page, that may be your text page, that may be your image, that may be any type of some document files we can adding in that reference section, and that reference section generates a hyperlink. Through that hyperlink which can mention to move to the one page to another page. But here that hyperlink does not result in a form submission, so that the hidden form field also cannot support general session tracking features. That means in that session tracking features, a user never use that hidden field part. In that hidden field part, we never mention any content or parameter which is not visible to each and everyone, so that this section is must be hidden in nature. There is no any external part can be included in it, so that in this way we can easily tracking our sessions of a web page, so that it is a general features through which we can maintain it, and that feature is most effective in nature, and it generates a unique ID, so that that ID is so very important and very vital, to which we can maintain it and to record very securely within their field. So these are some features which is explained in our hidden form field section, so that in this way we can generating our hidden fields, that may be your some symbolical notifications, that may be your some numerical or any alphabetical notifications, which is also used in our hidden form field sections. Next we are going to discuss about what are the real features are used in our URL rewriting concept. And here that URL rewriting concept is explained some features through which we are mentioning here. If a user want to append some extra data at the end of each URL, in that moment this data is identifies the session where the server can associate that session identifier with the data it has stored about that session. That means whenever user can mention some sessions, in that session user must create a session identifier. In that session identifier is must included in our URL section, and that URL section is the most important part in our website access procedure. For example, here already mentioned that we have a protocol like HTTP, or you can use HTTPS : then // then we have a one tutorial like tutorialspoint.com, anything else you are using here, google.com or udana.autonomouscollege.org.in, whatever you can write here. Then we have a specific file, that may be your home page, that may be your form page, that may be your admission page, or etc. But each page must have a session ID, which is already mentioned here, that value 12345, which is hidden in nature. That session already present in our web page, still it is not visible to each and everyone. That means that's why it is known as hidden in nature. Every time a session ID can used in our web page, and that web page is never visible to each and everyone. That's why we are using like your hidden field. In that hidden field we can add some field which is not visible to all. It is hidden in nature. Sometimes it can be used as a password, but for the case of password we can use another type of a password value like PSD, or we can use directly password value. Suppose user want to create a text field, in that moment user can take a value like text. If a user want to make a one password, in that moment user can use a password parameter or a checkbox parameter, whatever. But here we are using a hidden. In that hidden parameter we can create a field, but that field value is not visible to each and everyone, but still it is present in our web page, but it is hidden in nature. That is not globally visible to publicly available in their web page, but still if a user want to retrieve its value, whatever that value is fitted in that session ID, it can automatically retrieve through that session ID, which is unique in nature. Now we can focus on a slide. Here in that slide we are already mentioning some part here, like the session identifier is attached here as a session ID, that value 12345. It is known as a session ID value, which can be accessed at the web server to identify the client. As well as user rewriting is a better way to maintain sessions and works for the browsers when they don't support cookies. That means it is never support any type of cookies values in it. So that the main drawback here is that you will have to generate every URL dynamically, means uniform resource locator dynamically, to assign a session ID through page is a simple static HTML page. If a user want to create in their static HTML page by manually to mention its session ID, it is maybe access to a user by set up their ID through one way. That means it is manual, you can mentioning here 1 2 3 4 5, whatever user want to create any URL ID and means your session ID, it is not automatically generated, but it is manually fitted by our user clients. And sometimes if a user want to design its session ID automatically, that means we need to create some we are generating some programs. Through that program we are automatically generate some session ID of a specific web page, and that web page must contain that session ID, and that session ID is always unique for that web page. We know that each and every website contains some number of web pages. Whenever more than one web pages are combined together, then that is known as a website. So each and every website contains number of web pages, and each and every web pages must have a session ID individually accessed in their web server. Now we can focus on a slide. Here already we are mentioning some concept here. That means if a user want to create a dynamically to assign a session ID through page is a simple static HTML page. That means if a user never make dynamic way to giving their session ID, which is always accessed through static HTML page movement, so that if a user really want to generate their session ID automatically or dynamically, then we always need some programs, and that programs helps us to create that session ID some dynamic features. So next we are going to discuss about how to create some session object. In that session object concept, we are going to create some technique here. Apart from the above mentioned options, JSP makes use of sublet provided, and in that sublet provided we are creating some HTTP session interface, and in that interface provides a way to identify some user accuracy here, so that in this section a one page request or visit to a website or to store information about the user, each and 3 points are always maintained through our session object. Whenever user can create a page or web page, in that moment it can generate a session ID, and each and every session ID must be identified through our session object. In that session object we can mention in 3 parts. You know that one page request, another visit to a website, next how to store information about that user, and these 3 parts are always accessed in our session object concept. Here by default JSP have some session tracking enabled feature, and a new HTTP session object is initiated for each new client automatically. By disabling some session tracking requires explicitly turning it off by setting the page directive session attribute to false as follows. That means whenever user want to make it false, may never use any type of sessions in their page, in that moment we have an attribute like session attribute. In that session attribute we need to make it false. If a user make it false in their session concept, that means we never create any type of sessions attached in our web page. If a user want to make it true, in that moment each and every web page must attach a session, and that session value is already set in our previous part, which is already used in our this session object, and this is the most important part in our website concept, so that due to that session object we can easily track our session ID, as well as we can give some extra functions which is present in our website, which is accessed in our session. And that's why we are always focused here in that slide. We are already mentioning some part of that session create grouping structure. Here in this structure we are adding some features. In that features we are always mention some techniques here, and we have some methods. In that method we are including some predefined techniques, and that techniques is known as some public object get attribute method. By using that object get attribute method, we have a parameter like string type parameter, and that string type parameter which is set by a name. In that name we are setting a value which is forwarded by in our programs, and this method returns the object bound with specified name in this session. So the null if no object is bound under the name. If a user never set any type of value and the session value, in that moment we are getting a null value in that name field, and that name field is a string types, that's why taking a null. If a user have another method named as numeration get attribute method names, in this method returns a numeration of string objects containing the names of all the objects bound to this session. And by using that session or method, we are getting some values of the session attributes, and which is retrieved through this numeration type, and that numeration type is always retrieve its name of that method. Next method, it is known as long get creation time method. In that get creation time method, we can return the time when this session was created, and as well as it is measured in milliseconds since midnight, like January 1, 1970 GMT format. So in this method, we can easily retrieve our time or month through that method. Next, we are learning string, and that is known as a get ID method. Get ID method always returns a string type parameter, and this method is always containing some string parameter which is unique identifier assigned to this session, whatever that ID or session name is mentioned in their user. So last method is known as a set max interactive, or you can say interval method. In that interval method, we may mention some technique, and in that technique we can add some features. Through that features, we are always mentioning some part, but that part is not still essential, but still it is accessed in nature. So these are some parts which is related to our creating a groups in our JSP section, which is helps us to tracking our sessions. Next, we are going to discuss some another types of methods which are used in our part, and that is known as get last access time. And in this method, we can getting some values which is present in our system, as well as we can also get some method like max inactive interval method. In that method, we can also getting some parameters values which is present in our web page, and that is always setted by our Soblet concept, and that is a part of our container. Next, we have invalidate method. In that invalidate method helps to invalidates this session and unbinds any objects bound to it. If we have more than one objects, and that object is always need to make it invalidates, in that moment we can make it that method or use that method that is known as invalidate methods. Another method known as is new method. In that method always returns true if the client does not yet know about the session, or if the client chooses not to join the session. In that moment, we are getting a method named as is new method. So the next method known as remove attribute method. In that remove attribute method, we need to remove the object bound with the specified time or specified name from this session. That means the user need to remove some set attribute values which is mentioned by their users. In that moment, we need to remove in our web page. We can use that remove attribute method. Last but not least, that method named as a set attribute method. In that method, we have two type of parameters like string parameter as well as you can say object parameter. By using that parameter, a user can use a bind technique to object to this section using the name specified. We know that by using that method, we need to specify some attribute values by their users manually or some providing dynamic way by using some predefined methods. So it is a general procedures to maintaining our set session ID or set session ID attributes, which is easily accessed through this type of predefined methods which is given by our JSP concept. Okay, finally, thank you.